right, so I'll be talking about a real-world application of AI technology. And in our case, it's people who have to work with large amounts of video. And typically they have shelves and shelves full of hard drives like the ones you see here. And they're just, it sounds crazy because they often have $15,000 cameras, but in terms of the technology that they use to search their content, it's really primitive. A lot of times it's like little Post-it notes stuck on the hard drives and stuff. So what we provide is a software platform that's kind of the future of work for these folks that lets them remotely search and manage their video content. And this actually applies across a number of different vertical markets. So everything from sports teams to ad agencies, churches, broadcasters, corporations, even political campaigns. And effectively, they all have the same problem, which is they have way too much video and they have no way to find anything. Now, these are some of our customers worldwide. We have hundreds of customers using this technology, including some really big names, people like the New York Yankees, the LA Clippers, NBC Universal, the Ellen DeGeneres Show. So great customers. And effectively, though, even though they're all in different walks of life, when you talk to the video teams, it's quite similar. It's kind of amazing. So, the New York Yankees video team is not that different from the video team at Elevation Church, for instance, except that instead of capturing a video of their pastor, they're capturing video of the players. But then they have to edit it, they have to post it to social media. They really have to do all the same steps that just about any of our customers have to get done. And it's a huge market. This is one of the slides in our deck just talking about the overall market size. The market for video technology is over 50 billion a year and growing at 20% a year. And the market for AI-based technology is over 30 billion a year and growing at 40% per year. So some really amazing numbers. Let me just run through a quick video of kind of how our software works. You access it through a browser, you can search your material, and then I'll give you a feel for it right now. I don't know if you can hear this audio. Mariana, can you hear this audio?
No, you in the top.
That's fine.
You have to
I can narrate. Yeah, so essentially you can scrub around in your video. You can find the important parts. You can click on automatic AI-generated annotations, face recognition, and speech transcription. So all of that comes through and makes the video searchable. And this is a pretty big deal if you have 20 hours of video, but it's an enormous deal if you have 20,000 hours of video. One of our customers, for instance, does all those house flipping shows that you see on HGTV, and they have, countless thousands of hours of home renovations and people talking about home renovations and what kind of tiles they would like in the kitchen and so forth. And basically, if they didn't have this technology or something like it, they would be unable to find much of anything without copious handwritten notes. And so the underlying problem is that, working with video is a lot like wandering around in a cave. And industry estimates are that about 40 to 50% actually of the time that editors spend is just trying to find the stuff they want to use. Yet it's a exploding field. There's hundreds of thousands of teams worldwide that are doing this kind of work, and those numbers are expected to double in the next few years. Another way of looking at it is how much is spent each year on video cameras. Turns out it's about $30 billion. And then how much is spent on the storage to house what comes off of those cameras? It's about $16 billion. So lots of massive numbers floating around, and yet no good tools to help people actually solve the problem of searching and identifying the key content. The other thing that our software does is it lets people work remotely, because if you have to work with the actual hard drive in your hand, then you can't very well access it, from home, unless you take the hard drive with you, and then your coworker doesn't have access to the same hard drive. So what we do is give them a browser interface, and so we have customers, dozens of customers actually, that did what APT did earlier in the COVID epidemic, which is swiftly transition to working from home when they had been previously all handing around the hard drives at the office. This is our management team. We have 23 full-time people. located in the US and South America, Eastern Europe, and Western Europe. And so it's a very diverse team, tons of industry experience, specifically in video and machine learning. And so what's our value proposition? The software lets you work remotely, easily find your stuff. It's modular, and it doesn't have a lot of impact on the way you're already accessing your media. So if you're used to having things on a network storage device, it works there. If you're used to having it on the cloud, it'll work there. We don't ask people to move their material or reformat it in any way.